What's up, YouTube? This name is Betsy. I'm coming at you guys today with my labor and delivery story. Now, I extremely apologize to those who's been waiting for this video, as well as waiting to meet baby Erick. Um, like I said, I apologize about that. I mean, I got caught up in life as well as being a new mom and things like that. So, I haven't been able to get to YouTube. Now, let's get to labor and delivery. Now, I lost my mucus plug on Tuesday, the 27th of December, and I actually had a doctor's appointment later on that day. Well, I couldn't remember if my doctor's appointment was Tuesday or Wednesday, and I didn't want to call them because I didn't want them to tell me that it was Wednesday, and I really wanted to go in that Tuesday. So, I wound up going later on that day because that morning I lost my mucus plug. But the morning before I lost my mucus plug, maybe Sunday and Monday, I was having contractions. They wasn't bad or anything, but I was having contractions, and I was just like, well, they're not back to back, and they wasn't coming consistently, and so I just was like, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna wait it out. So that Tuesday morning, like I said, I lost my mucus plug. Now, later on that day, I went to my doctor's appointment, and they did tell me that my doctor's appointment was Wednesday. But I was like, well, I'm having pains, and I think I should see the doctor or whatever. But my doctor that I was dealing with wasn't there. So they just was like, okay, that's fine. Just go back there, speak with the RNs or whatever, and they took my weight, checked my blood pressure, my temperature, and hooked me up to the monitor, and I was contracting every 2 to 3 minutes, every 3 to 4 minutes I was having contractions. And the doctor that was there she advised me to just, she checked me. I was 1 centimeter dilated, and she advised me that if the contractions started coming on stronger and back to back every 2 to 3 minutes, then go to the hospital. So they basically told me to just go home, monitor it, and if anything worse happens, then go to the hospital. So I went home. So we actually went, because I was staying at my mom's house, because it was a big thing with the doctor that I was dealing with, and I'm anemic, and they was telling me that the blood count that I had, the hospital that I was supposed to originally deliver at didn't have my blood count, and all this nonsense that I was not, dealing with, and I was not going to be in no hospital where they didn't have my blood count, and they would have been giving me some other type of blood. I wasn't with that, so I went to a different hospital. So I went and stayed at my aunt's house where the hospital was close at. Me and my mom went over there. And I was just hanging in there, just chilling. Like, the pains wasn't bad. The pains wasn't bad at all. But I know I was contracting. And I was actually up polishing my nails, polishing my toes, polishing my mom's nails. It was so funny. My mother was like, you're in labor and you over here polishing. It was funny. But I wanted to not go to the hospital that night. I did tell my mother that, well, if nothing happens tonight, then we should just go to the hospital that morning. So I kept going to the bathroom. So my mother kept saying, are you all right? Because we slept together. She slept with me that night. She was like, are you okay? Every 5 seconds, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm just using the bathroom or whatever. So maybe around about 4:30, 5 o'clock came. And I was like, Mom, I think we should just go to the hospital. So she was like, okay, come on. So I wound up hopping in the shower, getting dressed or whatever, and we called the ambulance. The ambulance came and got me or whatever, and it took me to the hospital. Now, once I got to the hospital, they hooked me up again, and I was contracting every 2 to 3 minutes. And they called the doctor that was going to deliver me, and they asked her if they should keep me, like basically what should they do, because as they checked me, I still was only 1 centimeter. So, mind you, my doctor's appointment was like around 2 o'clock that Tuesday. So from then till the next day, which was around about 6:30, 7 o'clock at this 6:30, around about 6:30 at this time, I still was 1 centimeter, but my contractions were back to back to back. So the doctor was like, just keep her, admit her, and we're going to monitor her. So they admitted me. They hooked everything up, took different bloods, took different blood work, put the IV in me. They switched me over to the next room, and they put me on the machine again to monitor me and the baby, and that was that. So around about maybe 11, 12, somewhere in there, they checked me again. I believe I still was 1 centimeter, and they was like, well, we're gonna start her on the they're gonna give me an enema. I believe that's the name of it. Basically, what that is a water and soap solution that they give you up your butt, and it makes you move your bowels, because they say a lot of women move their bowels once they're pushing. So they didn't want me to do that, so they gave me the enema. And Lord have mercy, I was on that bed, and she's sticking that thing up my butt. I'm sorry for those who don't want to hear that, but sticking this thing up my butt, and my mom's standing right in front of me, and I'm like, oh my goodness, Ma. She's like, just relax. I'm like, this is so nasty. This is disgusting. So the lady like, just relax, and she just pouring the solution out, and it's just it was a mess, basically. I'm not even going to go into details on that, but right after that, I had to go straight to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, and I was in there for about a good half an hour going. I sat in there because they told me that it may feel like you're finished and you're going to go lay down, and, it's going to run right out of me. So I didn't want to go in the bed and be, moving my bowels and stuff. So I just sat in the bathroom for about a good 30 minutes. I did that. And that was that. I got back in the bed, and I was hooked back up to the monitor, and that was that. Maybe around about 2, around about 2 or 3, somewhere near, I believe they checked me again, and I was 3 centimeters. And at this time, I still, like, my contractions are not bad at all. Like, they were so fine that I was, like, practically normal. They were not bad at all. So, I think by the time I reached 3 centimeters, I think they decided to break my water. And, she broke my water. And after she broke my water, when I was 3 centimeters and they checked me, another nurse had came in there and was like, how many? I think she asked me how many centimeters I was. I was like, I believe I'm 3 or whatever. She was like, you're doing very great. She was like, you're doing good. This was around about 2 o'clock here, because that's around the time that my dad had reached to the hospital. So I was like, she was like, you're doing very good. A lot of, women by this time would have been, going crazy, asking for different type of drugs and stuff like that. So that was that. Then my doctor came in, and she asked me, after they broke my water, she asked me what type of drugs that I want to take. And I really didn't want to take any type of drugs. So I told her nothing. She was like, okay, just in case that you do want something, what would you like? And I asked her about this Dermalin. I forget the name of it, but it starts with a D, and that's what my brother's baby mother had took, and she said that was fine, but she was just, drowsy and stuff like that. So I asked her that, but she said that she told me that if I would have took that, then I wouldn't be able to get the baby right away. Something she told me, and I was like, okay, I'll go for the epidural. So they kept that in mind or whatever. So but maybe about another hour or so reached by, and my baby father reached to the hospital. He was at work. He reached to the hospital. around about 4 o'clock, 3, 4 o'clock, and the contractions started coming on strong then. And I started, breathing them out, trying to deal with them. By this time, I think I was 4 centimeters. And I was just trying to breathe them out. And I actually was like whining. Every time I got a contraction, I was actually like whining my hips. And that soothed me. That really helped a lot. And I was doing a lot of breathing and everything. So that worked for me. Around about 8 o'clock, maybe 7, maybe 6 or 7, I hit like 6 centimeters and it was over. I couldn't take my pains anymore. They came on strong. The crazy part about it was that these pains went from a 0 to a 10 in less than, not even less than, because when I was 3 centimeters, I was completely fine. By the time I hit the 4th, 5th, and 6th, by the time I hit the 6th is when they was uncontrollable, and I couldn't deal with them no more. And I was just like, no, I can't do this no more. I think I need something. I need the epidural. So the anesthesiologist came in or whatever, and he started to set me up or whatever. And my baby father, boyfriend, whatever, I keep saying baby father, my child's father, I don't like the word baby father, I'm sorry, but my child's father, he just was like, no, do not take it, don't take it. And I'm like, well, you don't understand. My mom was saying the same thing. I'm like, you don't understand, these pains are like excruciating, and I dealt with it all the way to 6 centimeters, and that made me mad that I made it that far and didn't want it the epidural, but I couldn't do it. So they trying to tell me, don't get it. I'm like, I can't. I have to get it. So he came in or whatever. He started touching my lower back and stuff, and he was like making me mad because your lower back is a sensitive spot, okay? The moment somebody's touched there, your back quivers. So I moved, and he's telling me like, oh no, I can't do this. It's not gonna work. I said, okay, if it's not gonna work, then I don't want it. He was like, no, relax. I'm like, well, I'm trying to explain to you that you gotta warn me when you're touching me, because if you don't let me know, I'm gonna jump, I'm gonna move. And then not only that, as you're doing this, I'm getting a contraction. Like, what do you expect me to do? So, I asked him, my child's father, come and stand in front of me while I get it. They tells me no, that he couldn't come in there, that nobody could come in there. Everybody had to leave the room. So the nurse had to come in there. Okay. Now he finds the spot or whatever. I got my back down and stuff, and goes in with it. Oh my goodness! When I tell you, it seemed like it took forever for this epidural to get in and set and right. I was pissed off. These contractions were coming like crazy. The nurse that was standing in front of me, I was just holding her like this, and I'm doing contractions. I was just praying to God. Like, I'm like, Lord, please just help me. Just be with me, please, because them contractions was coming so strong, and this man is in my back with this thing, and I can't move, and I can't do this, and can't do that, and I was so mad. So he finally got done. As soon as he finished, I just started crying. Now, mind you, the whole time I was not crying, nothing. I just started crying because I was so upset that I actually got this epidural when I had my mind set on that I was not getting it, and I made it this far and still wound up getting it. But hey, it's done, it's over with. So that happened. Now, I got this damn epidural. It ain't do nothing for me. Not a damn thing. When I tell you, I felt every contraction after that. It probably worked for about, give or take, 30 minutes. And them pains was back at it. Like, the epidural did not do nothing. All it does is numb your legs. My legs were so numb. I was so nervous. I kept, like, moving my legs, kept weighing my toes. I'm like, my legs, like, my dad was trying to massage my legs for me. Like, I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, I can't feel my legs. This is like, I was scared. So, I asked the doctors was that normal, and I was itching. That epidural had me itching and everything, and I was like, oh my goodness, if I ever have another child and I can do it, I'm gonna do my best to not get that epidural. Or I don't want the epidural. I want something else. So they actually had me on Pitocin when I was about 3 centimeters, I believe, and the Pitocin didn't even do nothing. The Pitocin didn't even had the pains hurting me. That's why I was like, I was so mad at myself, but. Anyways, like I said, I had to get it. So by that time, I think they hired the Pitocin because when they checked me, I wasn't progressing. I wasn't progressing no more. So they hired the Pitocin, and once they hired the Pitocin, I was going in and out of sleeping or whatever. Once they hired the Pitocin, once they had my Pitocin, the pain started coming some more. So I was like, I asked the doctor, I'm like, well, I let her know that my legs was numb, I'm itching, and this epidural is not doing nothing for me. They're like, well, we can give you a higher dose. And I'm like, well, if you give me a higher dosage, what's going to happen to my legs? Like, is the numbness going to feel more? Like, how is this going to? They're like, yeah, you will feel more numbness or whatever. So I'm like, oh, my goodness. I'm trying to deal with these contractions, and this is not working for me. So, that was that. My child's father wound up having to leave the hospital. He left by that time he was gone. Then this was probably like around 10, 11, maybe 11. Yeah, it was like around 11:30, somewhere in there. So they hired they put some more of the liquid in for the epidural. They gave me some more of that, and I was sick. I started throwing up. I threw up about 3 times, and that second time they gave me the epidural, it didn't do nothing at all. By this time, it was time to push. So my doctor was actually delivering somebody else at this time, so she had some. I had to wait until she was finished. So about 12 o'clock came. About 12 o'clock came was the next day now. So basically, I was in labor for 3 days, 2 days and a half, 2 days and a half, a day and a half, 2 days and a half. Well, 2 days and an hour or so. So by the time it was 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock came, and a little after 12 maybe, the doctor came in, they set everything up. I'm like, oh my, I just started screaming because these pains started coming. I'm like, oh boy, Daddy. It was so funny. I was like, I can't. It was just hurting so bad. It was funny. Now that I look at it, it was funny. But, they got everything set up. They got everything set up, turned on the big light, got the poles, got the things where you put your feet on, they got those up and everything. So it was time to push. Now, I got my legs up there, I got the handlebar things, and them handlebar things made me so mad because I don't feel like they was helping. Maybe if I didn't have to grab it like this and I grabbed it like this, maybe that would help, but they were saying that no, you have to do it this way because it actually helps you or whatever. So that was that, but it was time to push. So they like, anytime you feel a contraction, I need you to push for me, okay, Lizette? And I was like, okay, by the way, that's my real name or whatever. So I'm like, all right. So she was like, so I'm like, okay, here comes the big boy. And it was so funny. I was like, okay, here it comes. And then I was just pushing. I was like, but it was I guess I wasn't pushing it right. So, I don't know, some other lady came in, my dad was over there, like, the hell is that? You could do it. It's like you're doing a big doodle. It's like you're making a big doodle. And I was just like, okay, Daddy. And then another lady came in. This other young lady came in, and she was like, when I was doing it, I was straining. I had it more like all in my face. So she was like, relax your face. Put it in your butt. Put it in your butt. And I was like, okay. After that, I'm like, I got to get this done. I got to do this right. So then I just started pushing. And all I said was the lady going in me, just trying to like maneuver the baby or whatever. So, my mother was over there frantic, going crazy. Oh Lord, they're gonna have to cut her. Oh, they're gonna have to cut her. I'm like, what? What's the matter? What's going on? What, y'all don't see the head? What's going on? Like, she was like, just push. They like, just push. So I just push her, I'm pushing. And then I guess they finally started seeing the head in. My mother was like, Dad, is that you got it? Just push. And I'm like, push. I'm pushing. They like, don't talk, don't say nothing, just push. I'm like, all right, pushing. So I'm pushing. And then they're like, oh, we see the head. So they seem to, well, I had to get cut. The lady cut me about 3 times. She cut me about 3 times. And I'm pushing or whatever, and they're like, oh, I see the head. And then after they said they see the head, I got excited, and I just started pushing right, and then his head came out, and then I just pushed him again, and his whole body just popped out. I was like, oh, my baby. It was so funny. It was so cute. I was so, like, overwhelmed and so happy that I couldn't even cry. It was just like, yes, like, he's here, everything is all right. I didn't have to get a C-section. It was just, like, overwhelming, happy, excited. I'm going to get emotional. Like, it was just over the top. I definitely can say there's nothing in this world that's better than giving birth to your own child, somebody that you carry for 9 months. It's amazing. So they took him, the umbilical cord was wrapped around his legs, so each time I was pushing, it was pulling him back up. So that's why the doctor was having a hard time, and that's why she had to cut me, because maybe if his umbilical cord wasn't wrapped around, maybe she wouldn't have to cut me, but I don't know. But that was the reason why he was giving us a hard time with coming out. So I was happy about that, and I congratulated that doctor so much, because she did a good job. She did a real good job. She helped me. She coached me well. She did everything right. So they wound up taking the baby to the little incubator thing. Well, not incubator, little thing that they put the babies in or whatever. And I'm like, why she's not crying? I'm like, why is my baby not crying? So they're like, relax. We gotta, get everything out. And then after I said that, he just started. No, before that, right when well, we don't even have to say that's whatever. But right when I said that, he just started bawling. It was so cute. I was like, oh, there you go, my baby. It was amazing. It was really amazing. But he's here. That was 12:54. I had him. 6 pounds, 3 ounces, 19 inches. Erick Jr. And he's sleeping right now, but I will show you guys him, and I'm so happy. And I'll come back to you guys with my 3 weeks postpartum, the whole 3 weeks postpartum, because this Saturday he'll be a month. So yeah, but I'm going to show you the baby. He's sleeping. Oh, say hi, YouTube. He's sleeping. Look at the mirror. He's so handsome. Oh. Say hi. There you go. But he's sleeping. Hopefully when I do the postpartum, after they cleaned him off and everything, they let me put him to my breast. I actually breastfed him all the way till we left the hospital. But when he got circumcised, once he got circumcised, he was cranky, he wasn't feeding well, and I didn't think that he was getting enough milk out my breast, so I just decided to change him to formula. I was doing breastfeeding and formula, but once I left the hospital, I just was like, cause my milk didn't come in until about 2 days after I left the hospital, they had swollen up so big and started leaking at that time. Then I knew that it was, he would have been feeding enough. But by that time, it was too late because I wanted to make sure that my baby was, eating and getting enough food. So I just switched to formula. So I'm on the powder formula with Infamil. When I do my postpartum video, I'll give you the update on his first doctor's appointment. Okay, YouTube, we will see you guys in our postpartum video. Bye-bye.